So I want to preface this episode by saying nothing I'm about to say is, disrespect, shade. What's another word? All of the words that's synonyms to what I just said. No disrespect whatsoever to Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is one of my favorite artists, one of my favorite rappers of all time. Currently in my top five. Like, don't see him coming out of my top five anytime soon. Incredible. I've had the pleasure of seeing him live at least 3 times, if I'm not mistaken. One music festival last year, Rolling Loud Miami, 2-3 years ago, maybe 2 years. I can't remember. And when he opened for Kanye on, which tour was that? The Yeezus tour, I believe. Was it Yeezus or? Yeah, I think it was Yeezus tour. Anyway, I'm saying all that to say, I fuck with Kendrick Lamar. Like, bought physical copy of Good Kid, Mad City. I'm actually looking at a physical copy of what's the album? To Pimp a Butterfly right now. I have it like on this like shelf that's on my wall. It's like, cause we don't have physical CDs are not necessarily a thing of the past. They just harder to come by. Like vinyl and all that stuff. Like everything's digital now, so I kind of like commemorate or memorialize the things that helped shape me as a person by like, making it art and hanging it somewhere, whatever. Sipping butterflies right there. Like, I fuck with Kendrick Lamar and Drake. Oddly enough, like you're not gonna get me to pick a side in this beef. I fuck with them both. It's always gonna be love for me. Both of those two rappers, those two human beings, those two artists, they have did immense amount of shaping on me and who I am as a person. Saying all that to say, Wayne also, as the person that inspired both Drake and Kendrick Lamar, it goes without saying, Wayne is one of my favorite artists of all time. GOAT. Like, before I knew a Kendrick, before I knew a Drake, before I knew Jay-Z even, like Nicki, before I knew these artists, I was on a Wayne head. Still am. I'm always fucking Wayne. I'm always listening to anything he put out. He may be, on his last stretch in his prime. Like, he may be starting to wane a little bit. Interesting enough, but still fuck with him. Saying all that to say, you read the title. This is why I think Lil Wayne should have been picked the headline Super Bowl 2025. Formalities though. My name is Brian Saff. Thank you for tuning in. If you are here from YouTube, because I just started getting my shit over there. Thank you. I'll fuck with you. Subscribe. I'm gonna keep doing these. It's September. I'm trying to get out as much content as possible. Doing that to celebrate my birth month and birthday. So yeah, off September, or September as I call it. Trying to get as much content out as possible. Right now, it's been looking like 1 episode a week. I'm realizing part of the reason I can't be as consistent with the podcast as I would like to is because I'm just busy. But I do appreciate the amount of effort that I've been putting into keeping up with September, because it's giving me content that I put out, at least right now, on a weekly basis. At some point, I'm going to try to get 2 or 3 pods up in a week, episodes, I should say. But yeah, that's beside the point. It's September. If you want to celebrate my birthday with me, just stream these episodes. Follow me on Instagram at BRIANSAPPH. That's Brian Saff. All the other platforms, TikTok. I just started back posting there in support of September. X, same at. Threads, I really like Threads, same at. And then YouTube, same at. If you want to support me, Just stream some of the content and then drop a happy birthday somewhere on one of these posts. But yeah, that's the roadmap for this particular episode. Thank you once again. This is the Talk and Play Blurred Pod. I don't know if I said that just now. This is a podcast where I just pretty much blurred out about whatever it is I'm interested in at the moment. I talk about, that's the talk part, the things that I play, that's the play part, the movies that I press play on, the series that I press play on, the songs that I press play on, the video games that I play by pressing start. Either way, this is the podcast dedicated to, blurreds all around the world who have similar interest as I do. But if you're not black, bro, you can still listen. Just know this for niggas. So you gotta at least fuck with us. Like, don't just be over here listening because you wanna rebuttal against my opinions. Like, because I really don't care like that. I don't really I don't care to respond to people's opinions on my opinions unless it's valid or sparks conversations. I try to be meaningful with the things that I say and put out into the world. So if I realize that it's being received in a way that is not pushing the conversation forward in a positive way, intellectual way, a thought-provoking way, then, I ignore that shit and keep scrolling. Anyway, let's play some music real quick. I'm done talking about myself. Let's play some music real quick. When we come back, I'm going to get into why I feel like Lil Wayne should have been picked to perform or headline this Super Bowl 2025 halftime show. And if you think that I'm going to just be regurgitating a bunch of Instagram comments and think pieces and thoughts and opinions from other commentators on the matter and things like that. I mean, some of that will be sprinkled in, but I do have my own opinion. I think I'm looking at it from an angle that most people are not, or at least are not. Or what am I trying to say? I think that I'm looking at it from an angle that most people are not. At least that is what I'm gathering based on the fact that the things that we're going to talk about in this episode, I haven't really seen too many people vocalize on, the little social media platforms or whatever. So if you interested in hearing a different side on this topic, jam with me real quick. And then when we come back, I'm going to get into it. If not, just listen. Goddamn, don't leave the episode. Just listen. But yeah, let's play some music.
Motherfucking easy with the hating. Bitch, I'm in the building. You just decorating. I'm just detonating. Then I get blatant. More dangerous than internet dating. School got the cameras on, so I gotta show off. I put your sister on, I knock your bro off.
Jumping into it, why Lil Wayne should have been picked to headline Super Bowl 2025 halftime show with a thought and or opinion that you may have seen on the internet. But let me expound on it in my way, right? I feel like that because Wayne's age. Wayne's age. He is, 41, about to be 42, I believe. His birthday is literally the day before mine. So if you fuck with Wayne, then you need to be, South Timber streaming me. I'm just playing. Either way, his age, bro. Like, this is likely Wayne's last of his best times to do this performance. Not his last opportunity to do performances, because obviously there's that conversation happening online where it's like, oh, just because Super Bowl is in this person's city don't mean they automatically should get to perform. We have all these random people performing at other Super Bowls in other cities that they're not from and all this other shit. I understand that, and I agree. The Super Bowl notoriously they're not like they don't put two and two like that. They whoever they want to perform, whether they from that city or not, that's who they gonna pick. I understand that. My thing is this opportunity for him to perform in New Orleans, with the rich history that New Orleans or Louisiana as a whole state kind of plays in hip hop and, culturally and musically, like this probably Wayne's like the last of his best times to do it. Like he's 41. Pretty sure by the time New Orleans or the Super Bowl is in New Orleans again, Wayne will be closer to 50. The man already can't remember his own lyrics. Like he's at a point, what I'm saying? Like I was saying, like he kind of like at the tail end of his prime, and we kind of this particular Super Bowl would have been a perfect opportunity to like let him take the reins, showcase himself, show love to New Orleans, show love to Louisiana, like really make this a huge moment for the culture, not just himself. And I don't know, I think like I said, because of his age and the fact that he's already not great at remembering his lyrics, this probably would have been the best time. Because yeah, if he's closer to 50 next time, who knows if he's gonna remember even the hook to some of his most iconic songs. I just think like now would have been a perfect time. The NFL plans out Super Bowls will be held like years in advance. So the fact that New Orleans is not on the list again for the NFL's foreseeable future means at Wayne's age of 41, 42, this is the best time. It's the best time. And I mean that with all due respect too. Like I ain't even trying to be funny or no shit like that. Like age is just a real thing. Mortality is a real thing for human beings. It's fleeting. So I would prefer to see Wayne right now versus, when he in his 50s and 60s, where it doesn't even make half a piece of a sense to have him performing some of these songs that are like, coming from his youth, and we're done from a place where youth was on his side. Another reason, Wayne is a hip hop act that has been a pioneer in making hip hop mainstream. Why is that important? Because he's one of few hip hop acts that actually is loved and respected in hip hop on an underground level, a mainstream level, and an industry level, despite some of his like destructive and off-putting things that he's rapped about in his music. Not unlike Eminem, if we're looking at the other side of things, the white side, just to put it bluntly. But this is important because that is something that needs to be represented. I would think that somebody like Jay-Z would understand that, given his age and how we kind of see like our older greats, they don't get the same love, respect, and attention that people on the white side of music do. Like Dolly Parton's always going to be able to tour and get a bag. The Beatles are always going to be able to tour and get a bag. Are the Beatles still alive? I feel fucked up for saying that, but even that, like, it don't really matter how old an artist is when it comes to our white counterparts. If they've made impactful music, like their fans are going to show up for them regardless, and they're going to put their kids onto their music, so they just always going to have space and opportunity to perform. Black artists won't necessarily get that. I saw people mention the subject matter of a lot of Wayne's music as if he doesn't have like Super Bowl performance worthy or a Super Bowl performance worth, because what is like 11, 12 minutes you get to perform. He got enough. He has enough music that is not off-putting that will, or not, I ain't gonna say off-putting. I don't want to say that. He has enough music that could fit the PG-13 rating that he would need to feel in order to perform at a Super Bowl and not, have the FCC finding the Super Bowl for all these, harsh and vocal things he's saying. But yeah, I saw people mentioning that the subject matter of a lot of his music, as if he doesn't have these like hits that fans of all ages and races know and love despite the subject matter. Like he does have that. And on top of that, the world knows what it is with Wayne. Like they know, he smoked and lean was a big part, double cup and shit. Like it was a big part of that. Everybody know what it is with Wayne. He's one of few black artists who everyone kind of just like accepts, like it is what it is when it comes to his music. So the angle about him being too like vulgar or his music not being fitting for the Super Bowl stage, that's kind of crazy when Kendrick Lamar is like unapologetically black to the point that his music is offensive to white people. Like he's so pro-black that like obviously it disturbs the racist demons inside of white people. So it's like it's almost like I feel like the Super Bowl would rather have somebody that's talking about drugs, money, and sex versus somebody that's talking about black people are superior to white people and what they did to us, slavery and all of that shit was fucked up. And I know I'm on this Super Bowl stage performing or whatever, but y'all should have never did what y'all did to Colin Kaepernick because fuck, X, Y, and Z. Like Kendrick is very much, I don't care. I don't care about the white gays. Like I don't care about how white people feel about me or my people. But what I do care about is letting them know they can't fuck with us. They not like us. You feel me? So I don't know. It's just weird that I saw people making that comparison because I'm like, did y'all forget what the NFL did to Colin Kaepernick? Like the fact that Jay-Z has this position because they was trying to do clean up and make it look like they like black people when clearly there's an issue. I don't know, guys. Because I'm looking at stuff, I'm like, Millie would do fine on the Super Bowl stage. Lollipop, 6'7", Miss Officer, Fireman. Like, you want to even take it all the way back to Bling Bling. Like, Wayne would do fine. Wayne would do fine. I don't get why people acting like they don't know his catalog like that. To know, like, yeah, Wayne got just as many white fans as black fans. He one of those kind of artists. He got plenty of hits in there, will carry us for 11, 12 minutes. Won't even have to worry about too much censorship. Arguments dry. Another reason why Wayne should have been picked. Wayne loves, respects, he's passionate, and really supportive of the NFL. So that kind of makes him a no-brainer pick to me. The man is a cheesehead, a Green Bay Packers fan. Like he done been on Sports Center or just any major sports platform discussing the NFL specifically for as long as, I don't know, as long as he been Lil Wayne. Like once white people started fucking with Wayne, like he really showed the other sides of himself, and he a big football fan. He really loved the NFL. So it's like, why not? The fact that he went live on IG to express his hurt feelings proves like he's not, like this is important to him. Like he really, really fucks with the NFL. He really, really wanted to do it because it's merging two of his favorite things, being a musician, performing, and then NFL. And then on top of that, it's in his home city and state. So it's like, but yeah, the fact that he went on IG Live to express his hurt feelings, this guy kind of proves this, which now adds more context to why, like, YMCMB was going so hard and supporting Wayne, because they knew it would have like really hurt him to not be selected. I feel like they knew and they were just stepping behind Wayne just off rip, or they had already talked to him and he had already told them, yeah, that shit kind of pissed me off. So they was like, fuck it, we going to the Twitter. Fuck it, we taking off. When the NFL was going through the racist stuff with Kaepernick, Wayne, unlike Jay-Z, was one of the few black people that gave the NFL grace with this shit. Like, he may have put like some clever bars in his raps confirming his awareness of the situation and his position on it, but he never like slammed the NFL like Jay-Z did, like Stephen A. Smith did, since he got so much to say. Like, Wayne he's really been supportive to the NFL in a way that could almost offend black people. If you look at it a certain way, like, he's been so supportive of the NFL, but it's like damn, like, you know they don't fuck with niggas, right? Like, you going a little bit too hard for them and they don't even like you like that. But that just means to me, like, that probably would have been a safe bet. It's a black person that like the NFL no matter what the racist politics are behind it. Whereas, like I said, Kendrick, he gonna get up there and be like, fuck that. Niggas are the best. Y'all all some copycats. I don't give a fuck about how many white fans I got here in the audience. Sit your ass down and learn something. Your daddy, your granddaddy, your granddaddy, they've been fucking over my people since we got over here, since they stole us and put us over here. If you really my fan, slap your daddy. Spit on your granddaddy's grave. Like, Kendrick, he'll go there. But another reason he should have been picked, the man already did several interviews stating that he wanted to headline this year specifically. He been talking about this for at least 2 years. People been asking him, oh yeah, you know, the Super Bowl is going to be in New Orleans 2025. How you feel about that? Man, I would love to perform. I can't do his voice, but he always say he would love to perform. They probably wouldn't even have to ask him. They probably would have just said, Wayne, it's on this day. Make sure you're there with the set list that can carry us for 11, 12 minutes. And he would have been like, bet. No contracts need to be signed, nothing. Like, he fucked with the NFL. They have a section in the biggest game of the year specifically dedicated to music, which is what he does for a living. Obviously he wanted to do it. So it's like, appease him. Ain't really too many artists that's bigger than Lil Wayne, if we being for real. Like, you don't care about who hot right now, who's on the top 10 of the Hot 100, Billboard 200, all the other bullshit. There's not very bigger than Lil Wayne that have had a greater impact than Lil Wayne. Like, he pretty much the ceiling for this shit. No ceilings. Either way, I'm sure Kendrick and Jay-Z are real enough niggas to not completely disrespect hip-hop as a whole and New Orleans' impact on hip-hop by at least allowing Wayne to perform a song or two during the show. Even though people will still feel like it's not enough, I feel like they would want to do that. It's just, I don't know how that will go over because of the things that Kendrick Lamar said on Not Like Us attacking Drake. Y'all know the line I'm talking about. It will be very, very weird to have, because he gonna perform Not Like Us. He got to. He's gonna perform this song, and it would be very weird to have Wayne before or after that song come on, to have him go out there and perform after we just got done, or we're about to hear fuck the Wayne girl while he was in jail. That was conniving. Then got his face tatted like a bitch apologizing. I'm glad D Rose came home. Y'all didn't deserve him neither. From a lounger down the center, nigga, but not speak on Serena. Like, it's gonna be kind of weird going through all of that. So I don't know. Wayne might have to sit this year out because I can't see that happening. I just can't see that. Fuck no Wayne girl while he was in jail. That was conniving and got his face tatted like a bitch apologizing. And then Wayne fucked with Drake. Y'all seen, or maybe y'all didn't, but he got on stage at one of his recent shows and kind of remixed Kendrick's song instead of saying They not like us. He was like, they don't like us, which I just know Wayne riding for Drake. I know it. So it's like, I don't know. But you know, Jay-Z, he still might make this happen just despite Nicki. Just despite her criticisms of him, he might do it. But it ain't gonna work if that's the angle, because Nicki ain't gonna take back what she said. In fact, she may have went so hard on Jay just so he will do this. Like, she might have tried to hold his neck to the fire just so he will turn around and honor Wayne in some way during his performance. So we'll see. And since we own Nicki, since I just brought Nicki up, y'all gonna have to slow down villainizing the queen. Y'all gonna have to slow down villainizing Nicki every time she share her personal opinions and experiences and views on someone y'all like. Like she said in that interview with with the man with the 5 wings of ass breath. Not everybody gonna like each other, and that's okay. She rock with the people she rock with, and she feel like everybody else should be doing the same. I completely, wholeheartedly agree with that sentiment. Everybody not gonna get along. Everybody not gonna like each other. Fuck with the people who fuck with you, and that's it. I don't know why everybody got to be kumbaya and rubbing hands and you know, everybody ain't got to be doing all of that. Y'all don't know Jay-Z in the way she does. They're co-workers technically from artistic and entertainment standpoint, as well as, you know, executives, owners, CEO on the business side of the music industry. So clearly she's speaking from a place most people would never be able to identify with, because they are only consumers. Y'all are only consumers. Y'all just listening to the music, watching the videos, buying the tickets and the merch and stuff. Like, y'all don't know what's going on behind the scenes on these business calls, these rich people Zoom meetings, or whatever the fuck they doing to relay information to each other back and forth. Clearly, Nicki Minaj knows more about Jay-Z than the average person, especially from a business standpoint. So it's like, I don't know, just because y'all like Jay-Z, it ain't a reason to be like, oh, Nicki tripping for opposing him or having views that you wouldn't have of him. You don't know the nigga. For Nicki to be so bold and loud about someone she knows most people loves and respects highly, for her to risk losing her relationship with Beyonce and other notable people in the industry who are just as big and powerful, if not more than she is in the industry, and also love Jay-Z, now to at least tell you that there's things we don't know about what's happening behind the scenes that has compelled Nicki, not only but other people in the industry, to speak out against the decision and or not defend or pardon Jay-Z from his involvement in the decision. And that's worth noting. That's worth noting for context, because Cameron and who we do the show with, Mace, they said the same thing. It was a lot less accusatory. It was a lot less harsh. It was a lot less like guns blazing. But they was like, that was Jay-Z on some hating shit. They said that. So it's like, and then other people, they take into their platforms to express their feelings also. These are people in the industry, people who have done music with Jay-Z or whatever the case might be, deals with him. They've also come on there to express their sentiments. They not saying, you know, this NFL fault, man, Jay-Z ain't got nothing to do. They're like, nah, he the one that's picking. It feel weird. What's wrong with that? Jay-Z could be the type of businessman that most businessmen are. They have a great public image and perception, but are doing fucked up shit behind the scenes. Look at Diddy and R. Kelly. Before we really knew what it was with either of them niggas, like, we thought they was, you know, really doing good shit. Obviously, we found out, and we've been trying to have these conversations for like decades and shit starting to hit the fan in the 2020s and things, in the 2010s, the ends of it. But ultimately, they had public perception thinking that they were great people, and it turns out they doing some of the most foul shit human beings could do to one another. So it's like, just think about that shit when you like watching Nicki and feeling like, oh, she's on a coke rant, which Nicki done said time and time again she doesn't do coke, never has done coke. What my girl does do is smoke. She hit the blunt daily. she's a pothead. And I really love that. I want her to start making some more pothead friendly music. Cause she be smoking good too. And then, you know, she talked about having a addiction to, was it Percocets? After she had some kind of dental procedure. She had some kind of procedure done. The doctor gave her Percocets. She didn't understand how addictive they was, and she kind of got sucked into that addiction. But she kicked it and kind of transitioned that to weed, which I don't have no problem with that because 420. But back to Jay-Z, like Jay-Z could be like McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? He could be a McDonald's type of nigga where he like giving jobs anybody that's willing to work, applaud worthy philanthropic efforts, but literally selling poison and funding stuff behind the scenes that have more negative consequences on the average consumer than good. Like Jay-Z could be that kind of person. We just don't know him as a person. Apparently, according to Elliot Wilson, who I believe is the Laffy Taffy alien Nicki was referring to. I think because, you know, Elliot got that laugh. He got that laugh. And I feel like that's who the Laffy Taffy alien Nicki was talking about. But he confirmed via his quote unquote Rock Nation connections that Drake had turned down performing at the Super Bowl at least twice since Jay-Z started making the picks. So Jay could very well be in his feelings about the fact that he's been trying to secure Drake for a Super Bowl, because obviously Drake's the biggest rapper in the world at this point, or at least one of them. You might not agree with the biggest, but one of the biggest, and the boy is global. So he might feel a way that might have, I don't know, that may have stained him, you know, in the eyes of the NFL business wise. Like, why do you keep extending offers to Drake and he's declining? Like, I thought you were Jay-Z. I thought you could make anything happen. Like, do we need to reconsider or renegotiate this deal because you're not living up to what we asking for? Because Drake would be a huge performer. Like, he would be huge for that. But, yeah, Jake could very well just be in his feelings that Drake would turn that down. And then he could also be thinking about the possibility that Wayne being granted the opportunity to headline would mean Drake would come out and perform, because obviously Lil Wayne discovered Drake and gave him Drake to us. Like, we wouldn't have Drake if it wasn't for Lil Wayne. So that would lend to some of the things that people are saying about feeling like Jay-Z a hater. Like, oh, you couldn't just go straight to Drake and ask him to headline the show, but you get an opportunity to Wayne and he comes out no problem. Like, I don't know. I might feel a little way about that. If I've been trying to get you to do something for me and the only way I was able to get semi what I'm asking you to do is by giving opportunity to somebody that you really, really fuck with. Like, are you saying you don't fuck with me? And you just, like, what does that say? I can't get you to headline a show, but you'll come out as a special guest for somebody else. Like, what does that say? Jay-Z might be feeling like that. And then, cause Drake turned it down twice, according to Elliot, that just sounds like ego to me. But according to Nicki, one of her grievances is that Live Nation, which is the nation part of Rock Nation, has not been promoting her tour as they should, which she believes is Jay-Z's decision in support of Megan Thee Stallion, because Megan and Nicki are beefing. Now, Just saying that out loud, it sounds like Nicki might have jumped on this opportunity to air her grievances out with Jay-Z and Rock Nation by, disguising it as love and support for Wayne. But I don't think that's what that is, because Nicki's always had love and support for Wayne. I think she would just do that if a nigga threw a rock at Wayne. She would be the first person to be like, who the fuck are you to throw a rock at one of the greatest motherfucking rappers of all time, who can rap rock to you in several different ways? Like, I'm pretty sure she would go 10 toes down for Wayne over anything. But it makes sense a little bit more why she felt so comfortable, and why that was like, why she just went so hard. It was like she already had some pent up feelings behind Jay-Z and this Live Nation thing. And to her point, Live Nation has not been promoting her tour, even though they taking people money when they are buying tickets through Live Nation to go see her on tour. Nicki is right now currently 5th highest grossing hip hop / rap tour of all time. Number 1 for females or women. Number 5 all genres all time. No woman has ever sold more tickets, made more money on tour than Nicki Minaj. Only 4 rappers, period, or I guess it'd be male. Only 4 rappers have outsold her tickets and money count. So it's like, why would you not promote that? Especially because as Live Nation, as a ticket distributor, you get money off of ticket sales. I don't know. Sounds a little pointed. But when Megan Thee Stallion was on tour, I saw Rock Nation ads for her tour every day. Like, me personally. And to Nicki's point, now that she's like really called them out, they did a post, a tweet specifically for her, calling her the queen and all this other stuff, make it nice. So it's like, whose decision and why? I don't know. I feel like, her and Birdman, Drake even, because he's been very, very supportive of Wayne since the news came out that Kendrick is going to be performing. Like, I feel like there may be a disconnect. Like, maybe Jay-Z is not as foul and angry and as upset and bitter and ego-driven and hateful as they may feel. But the fact that that is how they feel, and I'm pretty sure Jay-Z and Live Nation have not really done anything to make them feel otherwise. Like, if you think somebody hates you and they haven't said anything or done anything to make you feel otherwise, they know that you think they hate them, but they know that you think that they hate you, but they still not trying to change that opinion. Like, that would just make you feel like, okay, so I'm right then. I think that's what's happening right here, especially when it comes to Nicki. End of the day, though, no matter how anybody feels about the Super Bowl performance pick situation, the fact remains clear. Wayne is from New Orleans. He's expressed multiple times that he wanted to headline this particular Super Bowl halftime show in his hometown. And Wayne has the catalog and the mainstream fan base to pull off a dope show. And Wayne is a huge fan of the NBA. So it just makes sense that with all these pieces perfectly aligning, that people, especially Wayne, would feel a way about him not being picked. Because we see it. Why would he not be picked? All of those perfectly aligning pieces that would be perfect for halftime, still not happening. Where are we at on time? Let's take a break real quick. Listen to some music, and then I'll come back and get us out of here.
I'ma pull up so lit, I just might crash, dog. Let me take this Balenciaga mask off, then ask y'all, who asked y'all? Seaton told me to stomp my ass off, that's all. Bop, 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 bop. He was a good cat, my bad, dog. Don't put no K after that B, boy. Bad call, that's flag talk. Fuck around and knock your flag off. I had to.
Now, what I find interesting is people have been debating the argument of the Super Bowl performer never being from the city that they get selected to perform in. And where was all this outrage the last few times the Super Bowl was in New Orleans, and Nicki being wrong for attacking Jay-Z over this. But nobody is debating if Jay-Z is petty enough to have selected Kendrick Lamar just to spite Drake. Nobody is saying, I don't think Jay-Z is the type of person that would do that. Nobody. I ain't gonna say nobody. I haven't seen anything that would suggest that people feel it is a reach for Jay-Z to be this petty to not give an opportunity this perfect, this spot on to Wayne just to piss off Drake. Like I don't see anybody saying that's beyond Jay-Z's level of maturity. So I don't understand why people are going back to those other conversations and speaking on them as if they actually hold the weight that they do, because they don't. Hip-hop blogs and commentators have been pointing out and showing proof of the beef between Jay-Z and Drake and YMCMB and Jay-Z and Rock Nation, but nobody is debating if Jay-Z is just petty enough to have picked Kendrick because of this W that Kendrick just got over Drake. It's almost like y'all aren't acknowledging it because y'all don't think Jay-Z could be that petty, or because everybody fake hate Drake right now. So y'all cool with the reasoning if that is what it is. But why is this energy when it comes to Drake? Why is this the energy? I don't understand that. After seeing Kendrick's ad for his performance at the Super Bowl and watching how these blogs and commentators have broken down all the shots he's taken at Drake in the ad alone, why is everybody so quick to dismiss that this entire situation might not, or it might actually be a petty move despite Drake, Wayne, and YMCMB? Like, why is everybody like, the Super Bowl aired an ad, or not the Super Bowl, that ad was aired for Kendrick announcing his performance for the 2025 Super Bowl halftime show. Everybody in hip hop quickly saw and picked apart all of the shots that Kendrick was taking at Drake just in that ad alone. So why do people, and the NFL was cool with it, they let it run. So why do people, especially, I keep cutting my own stuff off, especially Jay-Z, I'm pretty sure he saw the ad and had to approve it. So why are people like, oh no, I don't think that's what it's about. Like, y'all reaching with that. Jay-Z, like he wouldn't do that. Like, so why let the ad go like that? That's just me. Because all the musicians across the entire industry under Wayne's posts about his feelings being hurt by this, and just like all the support he's been getting, that ain't just love and support. Like, this is, it's a little bit deeper than that. It's crazy because like the more and more people dwell on this situation, the more and more people are starting to like quietly speak up and be like, yeah, Jay-Z fucked me over here too. Like, he didn't really do right by me over here too. Like, it's been crazy stuff going on at Jay-Z's hand over here. Like, these little stories are starting to trickle out that are showing Jay-Z to be, you know, a not so nice businessman. But now that I've talked this out, I don't think, how can I say this? Now that I talked this out with y'all, I don't think, based on Wayne's manager's tweet and Birdman and Nicki's response, that they reached out to the NFL and or Jay-Z to get Wayne to perform. And instead of saying no, they said nothing, or better yet, made them feel like it's possible that Wayne could be performing, and then just announced Kendrick out of nowhere without warning. I feel like that may have been the play. I feel like they reached out to the NFL to try to make this happen for Wayne, and they was like heavily entertaining the idea to the point where, you know, Wayne's team thought that it was gonna be him for sure, and then just out of nowhere they got the news it was Kendrick. The same time we got it, I'd be kind of pissed about that. If you had been running me around this whole time, I'm thinking I have a strong possibility of doing something, or y'all making me feel like, oh yeah, it's gonna be you. We just trying to work out some logistics and paperwork and all that other stuff before we get it over to you, so you can officially be the one. And then out of nowhere, we going with this nigga, and you finding out when the general public finds out, meaning the contract's already been signed. We've already discussed things. Everything's already in the works. We just ain't tell you about it because. Why? I don't know. That's just what I'm feeling. It feels to me they were trying to get Wayne to perform. The NFL or Jay-Z gave him the runaround, and they ended up picking Kendrick. That's the only thing that makes sense after seeing these reactions, because Wayne, Nicki, and Birdman are acting like somebody told Wayne he was definitely going to do it. But then out of nowhere, Kendrick is announced as the pick without even telling them that the NFL had changed their mind. That's the behavior, or that's the energy that I'm getting based on how Young Money, Cash Money is responding to this. But based on those few facts alone, I could see why people may feel like Jay-Z and the NFL went out of their way to not pick Wayne. And even though I can also understand why Kendrick was selected, I still just feel like it should have been Wayne. At the same time, I hate how all of this is taken away from Kendrick's moment, because at the end of the day, it's still a huge opportunity to be selected to perform on this national stage. Kendrick, yeah, he performed like 2 years ago when Dr. Dre brought him out for like a song or two, but like this is your entire performance. Like, he's gonna do the whole 11-12 minute performance. And I don't know, this dialogue, this discourse around it, because it's pretty clear that a fumble was made, pun intended, a misstep was had in the selection process. Like, it's just taken away from Kendrick's moment. But regardless, I accept Kendrick because he's a great choice at the end of the day. Like I said, one of my favorite rappers of all time, as is Wayne. Kendrick is a really great performer, and I think he's going to do a good job. But also at the same time, Jay-Z, as a leader in hip-hop and black culture, and, you know, one of the best rappers to ever do it, he knows what he's doing by not allowing Wayne to have this opportunity. I feel like that personally. I feel like being that Jay-Z is of the culture, you know, one of the pillars of it, same way Wayne is, like, I feel like he understands what he's doing by not picking Wayne, by not just aligning himself with all these other pieces that are coming together to just prove that it needs to be Wayne doing this halftime performance, and going against that. Like, I feel like he completely understands that, because he understands how impactful a Super Bowl performance is to an artist's legacy as an artist himself, especially black artists, as historically, you know, we weren't rarely given these opportunities, which is a part of the reason Jay-Z got this job in the first place. So I can definitely understand why people in the industry are feeling a way about this, because I'm sure by the time his time with the NFL has ended contractually, by the time Jay-Z is no longer the person picking the halftime show performance, I'm quite sure Jay-Z will have performed, and or he will have given Beyonce a third opportunity to perform, which would make her the first artist to perform 3 times on that stage. I feel like that's going to be one of Jay-Z's moves, which leads me to another point that I don't see people necessarily discussing. Louisiana Fest. Wayne announced his festival in New Orleans is returning, and to me, this festival this year, specifically, this shit needs to be exceptional. Like, he need to really pull out all the stops, bring out Drake, bring out Nicki, bring out Tyga, Uzi Vert, anybody that he's influenced and is not afraid to be like, yes, if it wasn't for Lil Wayne, I wouldn't be the rapper I am today. He need to just pull, like, everybody need to pop out for Wayne. If y'all really feel that way, especially if you in the industry and got fans and songs to perform, everybody need to be popping out for Wayne at this Louisiana Fest. But outside of that, Wayne should have been the pick because of his importance to hip hop in Louisiana. Not simply because of New Orleans, but because of the sheer potential of the show. Wayne has an incredible and highly mainstream catalog. A Hot Boys reunion would have been fire on the Super Bowl stage. Like I just said, Drake, Nicki, like all his connections in the music industry. Anybody he's done more than one song with, which you can run down the list of how many iconic artists Lil Wayne has done more than one song with. Like, the potential is endless, honestly. Whereas Kendrick, you know what I'm saying, he's kind of, because of the way he's released music, because of the way he's positioned himself, his reach is a little bit more limited. Not even a little bit more, it's a lot more limited than what we could get from Wayne. Like, Kendrick only just recently started doing songs with pop stars and shit. Like, Kendrick, like I said, very, very pro-black. He's very, very protective of the culture. Like, so he don't really step outside of that box. Like, he can represent for hip-hop, and that's it. So you looking for a halftime show performance that could be inclusive, that can make everybody watching it feel like they're, you know what I'm saying, they're going to hear music that they know and love. Like, it would be Wayne. Kendrick is big here in hip-hop. He has a lot of white fans, but I would argue that most of his fans are black. I would argue that, but I could be wrong. He got a lot of white fans, but it's like Lil Wayne got generations of white fans. Kendrick ain't been here long as Wayne. We know that. Kendrick don't have the catalog that Wayne does that spans genres. So I don't know. It's I don't know. The more I talk about it, I'm like, it makes sense, but it don't. Because what kind of halftime show are we about to get? Like, what's the goal of it? You picking Kendrick Lamar, whose, like I said, catalog is a lot more, what's the word? It's just not as expansive as Wayne's. Like, it's not as mainstream friendly as a Lil Wayne catalog. So, like, what's the goal? What's the aim of this halftime show? Because I could see it pissing people off. I don't know. Again, I fuck with Kendrick, so I'm gonna have a good time either way. It's just, I'm just having a hard time understanding why the decision was made. I don't know. But I'm just looking at this from the standpoint, if Jay is in a position to give our artists and culture the opportunity to be showcased and respected properly on the national stage, then why not let Wayne do that for New Orleans, for Louisiana, especially knowing how impactful that city and state are to hip hop. Louisiana gave us Cash Money, Young Money, Cash Money, however you want to say it. They gave us No Limit. You know, that's Master P and all of them. Lil Boosie, Lil Boosie on the internet, this one thing, but I pull up at the club, VIP, gas tank on E, but all drinks on me. Wipe me down. Like, that's never going to, the culture not going to shake that. Niggas is not going to INDE. That's, come on now. like Louisiana as a state has really given us some like culture shifting artists. They gave us some culturally impactful artists. And when I say culturally impactful, I mean they have given us artists that have created songs that resonate throughout the black community on a generational level. Like Wipe Me Down, that's cookout music now. Independent, INDEPENDENT. Do you know what that's cookout music now? Like the grannies and grandpas know it. You know it. The kids know it. Like, and then Wayne. Clearly. Plenty of songs there. No Limit. Plenty of songs there. Like, I don't know. I'm having a hard time really understanding because they had the white man come out. What is his name? Jesse, somebody. He did an interview or whatever, and they basically was like, "Yeah, it was Jay-Z's decision." You know what I'm saying? So that's who y'all need to be mad at, but we gonna rock with it anyway because we like Kendrick. So I'm just like, that's weird. They know Jay-Z's receiving a lot of backlash right now. Why would they let that white man do this interview and like basically tell everybody like, yes, you're right to be upset with Jay-Z because he's the person that made the pick, but we're gonna support it anyway. So be mad at him, but like still watch the show. Why would they do that? And the reason I'm asking why is because this is the NFL. Jay-Z just works for them or is in partnership with them. If Jay-Z make a pick and they be like, actually, we're not gonna do that, they have the right. They could do that. And what Jay-Z gonna do? Oh, you are breaching contract, and the NFL's gonna be like, okay, contract terminated. Like, go find somebody else to play with. Like, I just don't. You telling everybody, yes, it was Jay-Z's decision, and we're gonna rock with it because Kendrick's a great performer. Enjoy the show, but it's like we also know that you could have been like, nah, Jay-Z, we see the internet asking for Wayne, so. We know you want Kendrick, but let's push him to next year and just do Wayne this year. Like, they could have did that. So, I don't know. That was just weird to me. But it's just it's one of these, like, obviously great no-brainer ideas that has turned into a missed opportunity that seems to be deliberate. Like, it seems to be, like, mismotivated by ego, but being explained as a move to give a great show, which is fair because Kendrick will give a great show, but it still really don't justify or hold up because a Wayne catalog next to a Kendrick catalog is like Wayne catalog kind of fit the demographic that's going to be tuning in to the halftime show, which is everybody, the entire country, even outside of the country. Like, they're going to be watching this. This is one of the most highly televised moments, like every year, like the Super Bowl, period. Not just the halftime performance. That's a big reason why people watch. But Super Bowl, period, like does big numbers every fucking year. I thought that it just made sense to have artists that are universally accepted across American culture. So black, white, Spanish, or Hispanic, Native American, like Asian, like everybody in this bitch can watch and be like, oh yeah, I know who that performer is. And I do like these one or two songs that he performed, even though the niggas are kind of turning up more to this song. And I know it, but I'm more of a lollipop guy. Or I like that one song where he's like, Millie, 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 Millie. Like, it's white people. They're going to do that. So I'm just like, I can't really see that for Kendrick. Because he has had some incredibly big hits, but it's like, I don't know how many people really fuck with like Loyalty. Or I don't really know how many white people fuck with Swimming Pools. Like, I don't know. But I know Lollipop, a Millie, 6'7", like Fireman, Bling Bling. I know white people gonna turn up to those. Even if he do pick the world up and I'ma drop it on your fucking head with the song with Eminem. But I don't know. It don't really make sense. The entire pick kind of feel like something that the NFL would have done without Jay-Z. Meaning, like, I would expect a white man working for the NFL to make this decision like, oh yeah, I don't really understand anything about hip hop, but I know that Kendrick guy, he got a big song out right now, and you know, he embarrassed Drake. So it's like, that's crazy, because who's ever done that? Like, I feel like a white person over there in the NFL seat, position of power, whatever, would pick Kendrick because he's having a hot moment right now. And then in the reverse, I feel like Jay-Z would have came in there and been like, no, that's the wrong move. It's New Orleans, it's Louisiana. Like, gotta be Lil Wayne. His catalog, the city and the state he from there. The boy is a cheesehead. He loved the Packers. Like, he ain't been nothing but supportive. He used to be on Sports Center like once a month giving his opinions on football. He probably gonna do it again this year, even though they ain't picked the man to perform at the halftime show. I feel like that would have been Jay-Z coming in as the nigga, like as a black man who understands hip hop and all of those pieces, and being like, I understand why y'all pick Kendrick, but let's bump him to next year and go with Wayne. I feel like that would have been a Jay-Z move, but it's not. He like going, we gonna pick Kendrick because he's a great performer and he's red hot right now. I was like, I don't know. It just, the more I talk about it with y'all, it ain't sitting well with me. The NFL's not explaining themselves properly enough to make me feel like, okay, yeah, I see why they pick Kendrick. I mean, I do see why they pick Kendrick, but I'm like, Wayne is the choice. Like, it just, I don't know. It's weird. It's just weird, especially because of the disdain, you know, from the YMB side, from the YMCMB side for Jay-Z, and then Kendrick's ad is like taking more shots at Drake. And I have to believe Jay-Z let that ride. I have to believe Jay-Z saw that ad and was like, I see what you're doing. This how you want to announce? Cool, put it out. Instead of being like, this moment a little bit bigger than that. Let's try to redo this and make it a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. But all in all, like I said, I love Kendrick, his music. I respect him. I think he's going to put on a phenomenal show. I do. I'm really actually excited to watch it because, like I said, I've seen Kendrick live in concert before. So I understand what this could be. Even though from the pro-black side, I really don't care. The Super Bowl, isn't it? The Super Bowl normally in February, ain't it? That's Black History Month. So, of course, let Kendrick do it. Because that's one thing Kendrick does have a leg up on when it comes to music. A leg up on Wayne, I should say, when it comes to music. Kendrick music now, he definitely got niggas behind him. He definitely got us. And he's definitely made songs for us. Wayne, on the other hand, you know, he said things that make people question, like, what? You don't think racism... You know, we ain't even got to get into all that. I'm excited for the performance, but at the same time, I still feel like Wayne should have been picked to do it. It just is what it is. Two things could be true. I'm that kind of person where I could be like, I'm excited for the halftime show. I think Kendrick's going to do a phenomenal job. I'm pretty sure he's going to be promoting either a new album or at least a new song during this halftime show. Most artists do that. Whenever they get picked, they're like, okay, I'm going to drop an album either right before or right after so I can get, you know, capitalize off the exposure that I'm about to have being on this national stage one of the highest or the highest viewed or rated television show performance or whatever of the year all the time. Like, I'm going to capitalize off this opportunity to make people go listen to my music. So I'm excited for it. Everything that Kendrick got planned, I think he's gonna do it, like I said, an amazing job with the performances. The man does not use backing tracks. He really just be on that microphone rapping his songs, sounding like they coming straight up out of the CD player or the stereo system or whatever. Like, I'm ready for a Kendrick Lamar performance. I actually want to see him live again at some point. And I hope whatever new music he's working on the album and everything, like, I really hope I know I ain't gonna hope because I know it's gonna be dope. I'm just ready for it. But at the same exact time, I feel like Wayne was the better choice, the better pick for all of the reasons I just named in this particular episode that's getting a little bit lengthy. I just think it should have gone to Wayne. But that's it. I ain't gonna spend too much more time on it. This has been another episode of the Talk and Play Blurred Pod. Remember, it is September, so if you're interested in doing something to celebrate me and my birthday, just stream the episodes, and leave me a little happy birthday under whatever I post to acknowledge my birthday. But that's it. Another episode coming soon. I'm gonna try to pump them out. I'm getting ready to travel, so if you're interested in seeing where I go and what I do, follow me on them social media platforms at BRIANSAPPH, Instagram, YouTube, X, Threads, TikTok even. And I'll catch y'all on the next one.
All's my life I has to fight, nigga. All's my life hard times like, yeah. Bad trips like, yeah. Nazareth, I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up. But if God got us, then we